What I'm holding here is the prototype number 3 of the Taurus Custom. Very close relative to the Taurus standard that we discussed earlier. And it features ivoroid binding all around, and this is the original celluloid style binding. You see it less and less on guitars these days because it has to be imported from Italy, making it a bit costly. Also, it's one of the trickier materials to work with for this decorative trim. It's very tricky to work with. I developed a series of production steps that made it a breeze to use, but the learning curve was kind of hard. But whenever you see binding on my guitar, if you look at it closely, you'll see that it looks like ivory. It has the little faint lines in it. It's not an opaque, flat, white plastic. It's got a little bit of figure and a little bit of motion as you move it around, and I've just always loved it. As I mentioned before, I'm quite the aficionado of pre-war Martin guitars. I've had the opportunity to work on many dozens of them, and they're some of the best American guitars ever made. They had the ivoroid, and I really got hooked on ivoroid. So as long as it's available, I'll use it. This guitar demonstrates a little bit of a finish technique that I started working on about this time, maybe about a year before this guitar was made. But there are certain finish techniques that I've developed that involve several stages of staining the bare wood. And I'm quite the finish nut. I love finish work. Most of my comrades in arms don't like finish work. It's messy, it can be a little dangerous, it's smelly. I love it. It must be the amateur chemist in me, but certain colored effects are only achievable by means of actual stains on bare wood. And the finish we see on this top is a combination of 3 different staining stages. The wood was first stained one color, the dark brown, and then that was sanded away. It was stained a little bit of red around the edge, and that was sanded mostly away. Then a gold and amber stain was applied over the top and left alone. Then a little bit later in the finish process, this cherry sunburst shader was applied by spray gun. So multiple stage staining can achieve a whole bunch of different optical effects, and it's a whole lot of fun. If you visit my shop, which I hope you do someday, we'll look at my stain cabinet. I have easily 150 different stains in liquid and powdered form, and they're all intermixable. I can develop recipes by means of several components, and it's really like a cookbook. My finish book is really like a cookbook. Gives precise measured amounts of powders and liquids to create various colors. So a little bit about the multi-stain process that I use to achieve certain effects. This is the 3rd prototype of the Taurus Custom. It has a master volume, master tone control, 5-way blade switch there. A lot of people prefer a guitar to have just one volume control, particularly the performing musicians, I've noticed. If you need to keep eye contact with the audience, or if you're on mic and you have to work your volume controls, it really is a lot more convenient just to have one. So I do offer that wiring harness as an option on almost anything I do. So there we have it. Here's a good example of my Taurus Custom.